In the African town of Abola lived Madame Awino, a wealthy woman who owned farms, cattle, houses, and granaries. Despite her riches, she felt deeply lonely. She lived with her nephew Oching and her adopted daughter Aha, but recently she began to suspect that the love they showed her was not real. One night, while passing near the kitchen window, she overheard Oching whispering to a friend that if Awino died, life would finally open up for them. The words struck her like a spear. A few days later, she heard Aya confess to a friend that once Awino died, she would take whatever inheritance she received and run off to the city. Awino was hurt, but instead of confronting them, she made a decision. She would pretend to die to see their true hearts. The plan Awino went to her trusted friend Mama Nyarkur, a respected herbalist. She told her she wanted to witness her own funeral while still alive. Nyarkur warned her that the truth can be painful, but she agreed to help. They planned everything, a herbal mixture to mimic death, a secret hiding place behind Nyarkur's home, and a public announcement. By morning, the whole village believed Awino was dead. People rushed to the homestead. Some cried loudly, some pretended, and some seemed almost happy. Oching began giving orders and organizing the funeral. But behind the scenes, he secretly unlocked Awino's storehouse and sold sacks of meat. Aya showed inconsistent tears, crying one moment and laughing with friends the next. From her hiding place, Awino wrote down every person's behavior. On the second day, a farmhand named Opayo arrived late, carrying a sack of maize. He placed it beside the coffin, saying it was the last harvest Awino had blessed. He cried sincerely. Awino watched him through a small crack and felt deeply moved. He was the only one whose sorrow felt real. Meanwhile, Aja had her own secret plan. She had promised her city boyfriend a huge sum of money if Awino died. The boyfriend arrived demanding his share, they argued. And when Oching heard the commotion, he accused Aja of trying to steal his inheritance. A fight broke out. Awino watched everything, realizing her fake funeral was turning into chaos. The next morning, during the burial ceremony, as villagers gathered and prayers began, the coffin suddenly trembled. People screamed. Some fainted. Awino stepped forward. Alive! Many ran in fear, thinking she was a spirit. But she raised her hand and told them she was alive and had seen everything. She called out Oching for selling her harvest and plotting to destroy her home. She confronted Aja for wishing her dead long before she ever faked anything. Then she called Opayo and thanked him for his honest heart. A messenger from the chief's office arrived with a letter. Inside was a newly discovered land title left by Awino's late husband. Surprisingly, the beneficiary was not Oching or Aja, but Opiatha, humble farmhand. The land had been gifted to Opayo's family years ago because his father once saved Awino as husband from drowning. Villagers gasped as Opayo cried in disbelief. Awino divided her wealth into 3 parts. 1 portion for community scholarships, 1 for rebuilding her home and strengthening her farm, and the largest portion for Opayo. Oching and Aja begged for forgiveness. She forgave them, but sent them away to build honest lives elsewhere. Awino ended with a message to the village. The wealth you chase can bury you, but the love you ignore can save you.